Here we go, here we go. 90 Wolf. Let's go.
Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Let's go.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Check it back.
They'll run here with Eckler. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Looking to throw. Herbert. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored. You give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Kiki QT, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And they're able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there now.
Jackson now. Flush to his right. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. first down, and they stick with Eckler. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
70, Indy. Hey, Haywood. Here we go again. Here we go again. Get it.
Off the play fake. Herbert. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Jalen Ferguson just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Down. 15 line. 15 line. Yep. Hey, Foxtrot. 40, Mike, 40. Say go.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Herbert. And the pressure gets to him again.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
On 3rd down, Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 43.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it. And he lost the football.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Check three. 49 the mic, watch 49. Your track.
From the 41, Jackson eluding the pressure right. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. From the 17, Jackson, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Here's Jackson on 3rd down. Buying time to his left. And he's got it. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
Let's see what you got.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
To me, that's a terrific run on 1st and goal at the 3. They got 2 yards. I'd line right back up and give it to him again.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Here we go, D. Get off the field. Joker, 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 joker.
They'll try to run this one in. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that is going to set up 3rd and goal.
On the double. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Out, get him, get him, get him. Set up. Mike 59.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Flushed out right. Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
On the ground, it's Eckler. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Hey, Mike 40, Mike 40. Coming to you, coming to you.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now a pass, and it's complete to QT. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 17 on that one, and a Bills first down.
First down, Buffalo.
Okay, ready? Mike, 57. Here we go. Watch tight end, watch tight end. Tight end.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. Now they go screen. It's complete. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Bryce Love, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bills will add on to their lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 30 big ones. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now. It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert, but right now looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
59 Mike, 59 Mike. Go. Go.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And it's caught. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. They come out here in the eye, facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. And they give this time to the tailback. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Tucker's kick is good. So a late three there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
Let's go.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Come on,
This will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Kill. Check 13. Check 13.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. So we're at halftime here on a Monday night. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going into the quarterback in the expected passing situation. How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson forced out to his left. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Switch.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
Ready. 18 Gator. X3. 218 Chopper. Watch the ship. Shoot.
Going on the ground with Eckler. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
On the double. Hey, Charlie. Let's go, B, let's go. Big trip.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Herbert, open man, here's Foster. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Robert Foster, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bills will add on to their lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. following the touchdown. Here's Marr to kick it away.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. On 2nd and 9, Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Jackson. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
36.
They started on the ground with Eckler. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 11 yards and a Buffalo 1st down.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Let's go.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Watch the pass. Go.
From the gun, Herbert. Got an open man, it's Foster. And out across midfield down to the 45. 23 yards on the play.
It's a gain of 23 yards. 1st down, Bills.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
It's our time. Check 26, check 26.
They're going to be stopped up on this 1st down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Tackle made by Tyus Bowser.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
You can't block me.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun. Herbert, he'll get this to Eckler. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the 1st down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the 2nd half. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
Jackson from the shotgun. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Well, you won't hear any boos from this home crowd on that call.
No, not at all, and it's been a long day for this crowd. Waiting for this game. It's been a long evening as well. Finally, they feel they got a call.
Set, ready. 60 out, 49. Silver, silver. Kill, 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 kill. Watch the out. Ready.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. On 2nd and 7, Jackson nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Big Shaq Lawson gets the sack there. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Give him 9 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
A gain of 9. It's 4th down.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Mike's 49. Mike's 49. It's a party now. It's a party now. Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it. Check, 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 check. Truck, truck.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Flushed out right. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Miles Boykin, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens cut into that lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Let's go now.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
25 yards to pick up there, and also a first down.
Set, ready? 10 Lobo. Hey, let's get this. Bravo. Hey, go Mike 40, Mike 40. I got you.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Here is Eckler. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Set, 30 base. Let's go, D. Hey, Alpha. 40's Mike. 40's Mike. Let's go, Mike.
To throw on third down. Herbert. Open man is QT, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 12 yards that time, and a Bills first down. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Ready?
From the gun, Herbert. This is Jeff Swaim, the tight end. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
Set up. 15, Ronnie. 15 line.
Throwing on first down. Herbert. And that'll be incomplete. He was looking for Isaiah McKenzie that time. And now it's second down.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
To throw again, Herbert. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Kiki QT with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is it bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Shaq Lawson. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Jackson to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Jackson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. A first down run not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Jackson. From the gun, he'll throw. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson eluding the pressure right. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
57, Mike. Mike 57. Courage. 57, Mike.
There's Jackson on 3rd and long. Flushed out right. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 30 yards there, and of course the first down as well. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Jackson operating from the gun. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. 23 yards, the final tally.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got the step on him. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown. They'll try to run this one in. And he's not going to push his way forward. He's going to be stopped at the 2-yard line. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. They got to have 6 here. It's 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun. Jackson got a man. It's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Miles Boykin with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Ravens get a bit closer.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. The run there on first down, going to get him 5 up to the 30. The tackle made by Blake Martinez. Good gain there on first down, and keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, Nice hole for him. Ends up picking up nice yardage. Stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They're in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Ready? Pass. Check three.
On third down, here's Eckler. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. They'll run for it with Eckler. Through an opening, and there he goes. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Austin Eckler with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Jackson steps away to his left. Throwing right, and that's complete. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for third down. On 3rd and 1, Jackson, he's going to let it fly. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Incomplete. It's 4th down.
The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? Now Jackson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left.
It's a gain of 8. That's good for Baltimore. First down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
One last shot for Jackson. And that's caught inside the 35. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win him the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play. But still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.
So for Buffalo, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll get another road test next week.
You don't want smoke, dog. Yeah, you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. I said you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. Yeah, call us dangerous. Ain't too many can play with us. See what this game here taking us? No barber, ain't no fading us. I ain't really saying much. Actions be louder than words, man. I just wanna be heard from your mom to your pop to the beat to the birds, man. Cut right off on the curve, like I'm Barry Sanders. Chains on and the diamonds dancing. Game on, so it's time to go. When the rain starts, I'ma let you know.